All right, hello guys. We are back here. We're gonna, do some losers bracket matches here. We have got Sarson and Dmoney on the track. Yeah, we haven't. Yeah, I actually don't. Do you know Dmoney? I'm actually. We don't know Dmoney, but he's been finding it out in losers bracket for a while. I assume it's been going. Yeah.
Maybe working his way up to facing Genesis as well as Sarson here, both trying to make it to the next round. The winner of this match will face Genesis, who we saw before in one of the feature matches.
And then whoever wins that match will go on to face potentially Seiji or whoever beats him, and then the winner of that gets to face the Master Bill.
Is
And
that so? Yes, yes, yes.
yes, I think that's basically the bracket as you can see. I think the bracket's been linked for all of you to see. I think they're getting ready. Actually, let me make sure that I have both of these people in my stack here. So we have Dmoney and Sarson. I'm gonna add Sarson. And so now we have both of them on, and I think they're getting ready or just starting to sort of get ready to go in. Both these players doing pretty well. It's tough to be in the losers bracket, and so having them, there, think they're really looking forward to seeing if they can make it up into the top. We're getting their deck list right now, or rather their lineup. All right, so D Money's got Warlock, Warrior, and Shaman, and Sarson's got a Priest, Warrior, Mage. D Money's Druid got banned, and Sarson's Shaman got banned. Pretty standard. I think we're ready to go, so we'll just give him a quick second to transition over. And I'm pretty interested to see what it's been like in the losers bracket. What kind of decks have been, fighting it out there. Sometimes you get seen some interesting stuff. No, absolutely no paladin. Like not a single one. Not in
Not a
anything.
soul.
Not in anything. Not a Buffetin. Just nothing. No pally. But we've seen everything else. Like we've seen some hunter. We've got mages and druids and warlocks.
Yeah, the only one class not represented, Paladin. I feel like Paladin's even a little better than Hunter, but I guess people just going aggro. We got a little taste of some Hunter tonight.
Yeah, I don't think paladin really fits anywhere. Like it's sort of like Buffetin's actually almost like it is aggro, but it's like kind of it doesn't have any like good like you can't actually play. You actually want to hold things in your hand to get the
Hmm.
like the mega buffs and the value buffs. So it's not necessarily purely aggressive, and it doesn't have a lot of good clears. Like it's not playing the full control thing like any Fin Paladin, which I have seen a little bit of, but
Yeah,
it's not great. But it's like
I think it's hard to play too.
yeah, you basically it's like you have to like it's not the first anyfin, it's the second anyfin.
That's so true.
And yeah, like Finja is I've seen some Finja anyfin decks which are like they work in rank 10 and they'll get you there, but I think
Yeah.
they're ready to go soon.
Yep, this game seems to be going underway now.
All right, I think I need D-Money first.
Maybe you're spectating someone else or whatever. Like, remember how that happened before?
No, I've added them, so I got them. I got them. Oh, maybe I am spectating someone. No, no, I'm not. Let's see if I can. D-Money might not have spectate on, so we're just gonna go and see. Right now we're kind of reversed. Uh,
Money have spectate turned on? So I have my light turned off so they can hear
yeah, you're gonna hear that a little loud. Yeah. Don't know if they do.
There you go.
Oh, there we go. Okay, I'm gonna. Yep,
Yep, we got it.
we got it. Let me. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna have to flip it because we've got Sarson on the side. So, give us one quick second. These are flipped. There you go. Now it's all fixed. We're fixed. Sarson's on top. I think Dmoney's on bottom. Or Dmoney's on top. Yeah, Dmoney's on top, Sarson's on bottom. Alright, guys. It's all clear. It's going to be really hard to tell because they've. So we do have some control matchups here.
Yeah, couple
Like,
folks in the losers bracket. So this
control mirror
may be the
match.
longest game we're
Buckle up,
casting
boys.
tonight.
It's armoring up forever.
Yeah, resident sleeper.
If you needed a lullaby, here it is. This is it. Just the sound of dink,
Would you like to do
armor
the
up,
play-by-play, or
dink, armor up. Just
what do you think we're gonna see
I
from
don't know.
D
I don't
Money
know.
this
I don't
turn?
know. Maybe an armor up. I mean, maybe.
Armor
Oh,
up. I see. Interesting.
interesting.
You know, aggro is just boring. It's all about control. Armor up, armor up. It's
Pass.
exciting. It's
Play your
epic.
play your play your dirty rat and then bounce out his dirty rat. That's how it's gonna go.
I will be interested to
You can bounce
see.
out Elise. You can bounce out Harrison. So this is why it's been taking so long to lose this bracket. Now I know, because everyone's been playing control mirror matches. Alright, Elise goes down.
That's proactive. This is an aggro deck.
Yes. Man, turn 4, 3, 5. What are you gonna do? I mean, but actually, for these
Yeah.
control matchups are really interesting because you're so tempted just to throw stuff out and like
Yeah.
play on curve, but I think I often feel like for these kind of matchups, the person who plays first loses. Like whoever like puts the first thing down, you're stuck. You're kind of stuck being the proactive person, and the other person can just like slowly remove your stuff and get the most value out of things.
Yeah, I'm not
Like you
too
don't actually
familiar with
want to
the
draw
newer
here.
version of like this mirror here, so
I think it plays like the old one. I think you just try to get the most value out of your cards and play the fewest, like play slower than your opponent. Like I'm gonna start mousing over the size just to see what card draw they're on, because this is probably gonna go to fatigue.
yeah, we're in for the long haul here.
We are in for the long haul. Who gets the better Elise? Like who gets the better monkey at the end?
That's epic for sure.
Um, and like playing Sylvanas out there is actually pretty strong. Like if someone, your opponent plays Sylvanas, then suddenly you're kind of like, I mean, you can possibly kill Sylvanas and steal their Sylvanas. It's sort of there's a lot of like the things that like the ultimate goals of this deck is just to extract as much like value out of your cards as possible. You don't actually want to use the slams to draw. Like I think I would throw out a slam here on the Armor Smith just to kill it.
And just hit it with the Sylvanas, then
Yeah, hit
slam.
it with a Sylvanas, slam it, don't draw a card,
That makes
get rid
sense.
of it. He doesn't gain armor from the slam
Mm-hmm.
because it has to deal damage. So,
That may
and
be the
then maybe
line.
find a way to protect your like basically you want to get actually have the Sylvanas steal. So maybe bash your own Sylvanas and like steal their release. Like there's a lot of stuff that you can think about. And I think Sarson's really literally trying to figure this out. I
Hmm.
actually
Cruel task on the Sylvanas actually. It looks kind of nice.
Cruel Task, or just play your own Ally Armorsmith and then
Yeah, that
slam
that
it.
works.
That also
I'd be
works.
tempted to Cruel Taskmaster, put the Sylvanas up to a 7-5 and just kill the Armor Smith in one shebang bang like that, personally.
Seven,
I
yeah.
don't know if that's too proactive. I'm definitely not a control warrior player, so
I actually, yeah, like slamming is not necessarily what you want to do. Like you don't want to draw. You're putting yourself at 20 when he's got like you're gonna put yourself one card draw in front of him. I might actually, if I were him, slam to not draw. Because you've got so many answers. But playing the Armor Smith's also, or the what is it called? Yeah, Ally Armor Smith. Not necessarily the worst case. Trying to
yeah,
keep
it
the
seems pretty
Sylvanas
good.
on board as long as possible.
Yeah, I guess chunking in there for 5 with a Sylvanas every turn is actually pretty good.
And then what does Dmoney have in his hand? He's got a lot of golden cards. This is a
Ah,
full golden control warrior. That's why his name's Dmoney. There you go.
yes.
This is the tell. Is all of this business.
He got money.
Oh my gosh! Like seriously, that is a full golden control warrior. I haven't seen one of those in a long time. Yeah, no. Free to play here for like,
Oh wow.
several seasons, and then finally they ended up starting to spend money once I competed. I was free to play for the longest time. That's not the life you want, the free to play life. Alright. So Dmoney takes a few cards to slam, and it's really like card counting at this point. Like how many cards do you take to remove their one card, right? That card took 3 cards from Dmoney. Took his revenge. Took a well, I guess it took part of the took a bash and a revenge.
Yeah,
So it took 2 for 1, and that's like the extraction of value that you want.
yeah, and that's just an ally armor smith. Nothing
Nothing that
extremely high
important.
value. Goes for the dirty rat. That's a
See if you can
cool
steal
play.
something. That's not exactly a great steal.
What were the other things he could have stolen?
Berserk.
Ysera might have
That would
been
have been
better.
amazing. Zera.
Harrison. So
Harrison would
that
have
was
been.
the worst one by far.
Yeah, I mean, Dirty Rat probably wouldn't have been. It would have been like
I mean, still better.
slightly better, yeah,
Yeah,
because he
probably.
can't because he can't use it against you.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that
So With's
Ysera.
hard there. Nice play on the dirty rat though. I like that.
Yeah,
The
especially with
Sarah
Savant
would
up.
have been game because you just go boom, steal
Steal
that.
it, take it. I mean, he can like get rid of his own Ysera, but he's down on Ysera and you're up.
I think that would have won the game for Sarson most likely if he grabbed the Ysera there.
Yep. So decides to just take the steal on the
Seems okay.
Elise. And D-Money really up on armor, but down on cards. Like,
And board.
down on cards and board. And these are the little things that start to snowball in the end. He's 1 card draw behind Sarson. So, and he's got a lot of armor, but he needs to, like, take back the board in a way, like, it just plays Ysera. Doesn't care about Shield Slam, doesn't care about anything, just takes it. And I think that signals to me that D Money is playing this a little bit too aggressively. Like, oh, and just look at that. Like, he could probably get it. Like, he
With
can,
the double shield block in hand,
yeah, with
yeah.
a bash and shield block, yeah, he's got it. Like, you're just gotta assume that a control warrior has been like, especially one that hasn't really played any removal and is just drawing cards, has got everything he needs in hand.
Yeah, a simple execute would make
I
quick
mean,
work of it.
drawing cards with the shield box is not great because you again that's gonna put Sarson
True.
down a lot in card draw or like basically earlier in the fatigue. But you can bash and then like shield slam and run something in, or you can even do 1 shield block. Like you want to save the shield blocks to be monkey cards. That's basically what this.
Yeah.
If you don't need the armor immediately, so Sarson's sort of deciding what his line of play is. I don't think you actually use. You could slam it, but you also don't want to draw. Like this is Sarson's really thinking this out. He can play that armor up 9, perfect. That was I think absolutely correct.
That seems really well executed, yeah.
Like
Well, executed.
executed? Nah, it wasn't actually executed. Well, shield slammed. So that's like yeah, that's tough. He gets a. I mean, Emerald Drake's not bad. It's definitely not a laughing sister quality of card. But was that a
Slightly
golden
above.
Ysera too? Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know. And whoever gets Justicar first is probably going to be like the absolute favorite to win at this point.
What do you think about the Harrison in this matchup, considering, like you said,
You don't want to draw.
you
Like you
don't?
basically you get on their Gorehal.
Right.
You Harrison their Gorehal and that's it. Like
True.
that's like drawing more than that puts you at a strong disadvantage.
Makes sense.
If they even run Gorehal, which they probably do. Like you don't want to take out this axe. You don't need it. Like you don't want it's not doing I mean it's gonna take 7 damage maybe.
Yeah, I think you're right. It sounds like you want to save it for the Gorehal.
I'm speaking as a person who has lost many a control warrior mirror match
Mm.
right now. That's where my most of my expertise comes from is being told what exactly I did wrong in my control warrior mirror matchup, and it's doing things like playing that Ysera. Like I don't I
I think
think
that's something I would have done too.
oh man they execute, but I think you at this point you can afford to take minis. You could even play a if you're being really aggressive, you could play the Gromash.
Think so?
I don't think he is. I think Sarson knows how this matchup goes and will opt for a different play. Goes to execute.
Or for the execute.
I mean, you already got rid of their Ysera. You don't really need to you can execute Rag. He's got a lot of answers. And again, Dima is sort of like in a position where he has to sort of make choices. Both of them have their shield slams. I think both of them don't want to use their shield slams. Brawl's not good value. So you just play your other armor smith and keep trucking. And I think people, yeah, they want to hold on to their Harrison only for Gorehowl.
Comes the second War Axe.
So second War Axe. If you gain a little bit more armor, I think the armor counts right now are still negligible. Up in, the minute someone gets Justicar and draws into Justicar, then the game becomes like I said, it's gonna decide who's the favorite to win.
That makes a lot of sense. Start doubling up the armor on the other person every
Yeah,
turn. Then by the time it gets to fatigue,
it's gonna shield block. I don't think you shield slam here. I mean, I don't think you. I mean, you don't really need all that armor for something else, but
I mean, he used his other shield slam.
yeah, you want to keep some removal. It's a really tough choice. It's a really tough call.
It could be worthwhile to fiery War Axe
Yeah, I
and
think
just
you. Yeah, yeah,
everything in
yeah, yeah.
there.
Everything in there, and just
Give
deal
him the
with it
armor.
now. Get in the armor. Give him the armor. It's like, it's fine. But I think she's gonna try to clear it as. Oh man. Oh, that's pretty good. I think he's
He's
gonna
going
want to
for
clear
that.
it in at least a single swoop. He's roping. It's roping. All right, just shield slams
Hmm.
it.
I guess he
Doesn't play
values the
around.
armor count.
I mean, yeah, definitely the armor. Armor eventually is gonna get important, but thinking about cards again, he's 13 cards to 16. That puts
And he's largely out of removal with the usage of those two shield slams. Now he has
yeah.
no removal in hand.
So Dmoney played it a little bit quick with the zero, but now is slowing down a lot, I think. But I guess if you see your opponent using both shield blocks, I think you feel safe to shield block because you're like I'm already ahead on the draw, or I'm like, you know, he's got he's behind in fatigue. He's not going to be the first person to fatigue, so you can actually use your shield block to draw and just like get a card from it because you're playing against his armor count and your card count. Um,
So Dmoney decided to follow suit
yeah,
and
just
shield
follow up
block
with a
as
shield
well.
block. Yeah. There was an interesting match between like Strike Pro and Eloise. I forget it was like on a Mazda channel where they were both playing Reno Mage Mirror and like Strike Pro drew as like sort of like a in kind of like to mind games Eloise in order to like induce her to draw and then he like flipped back to control. So there's sort of like a meta game here where you can like try to make your opponent draw in order to like get him to play more cards. And T Money
A
gets
lot
the
of mind games.
Justicar. That's really hard. Justicar, like I said, first person to Justicar really might decide the game.
And there's the dirty rat.
Second dirty rat. What's he gonna pull? Like a zero or the other dirty rat? Pulls out the. Oh, they're gonna be playing forever. They will. This game is gonna go for a long time. Well, no, not moving on that quick. That's why the losers bracket been taking this long. Is because these control matches, which are granted, I think very interesting, but it's because there's just so many options on the board right now. Like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna trade in. You're gonna wrath your home board. Takes the face damage. These are like little things that are going to start piling up. Like that 6 damage to face doesn't have his own Justicar yet to sort of heal up. D Money's gonna be getting 4 armor every turn. And he is still ahead and like he's got fatigue on his side and he's got his Justicar up.
Maybe the one thing on Sarson's side is that he's got the monkey map already developed in there. I'm not sure.
That's true. But the thing about Monkey is that you don't play like you use up all your removal, which
Hmm.
Sarson already has done. You use up as much removal as you can, so that basically all your dead cards, like you don't want. Some people like they want to play Monkey immediately to get like all the
Yeah.
legendaries, but like I've always said, like, if a deck of all legendaries was good, people would just run decks of all legendaries, like just
Yeah.
only legendaries. Which, like, granted, Control Warrior is like fairly close to, and some versions of Priest are just like legendaries on legendaries. But if it were actually like great to do that, to just get a bunch of random legendaries, people would do it. So
Yeah.
it's not necessarily great. It's just literally to turn dead cards into cards that can work.
Yeah.
And
And
that was a
wow.
really good brawl for D Money. I think it's the only time you can use the brawl because now, like, Sarson's brawl is dead. Can't do anything about that. deciding when knows that there an execute hasn't been seen, and you actually do. I forget you. So Sarson already uses execute, but you actually want to save execute for Grommash. Like that's like
Sarson may have one more execute.
oh he might
And
have one more
Decker, I don't know
execute.
if they
That's
run
true.
two, but
I think they might. Yeah, they might run two execute. So he is. You have to save one execute for Grommash.
ooh, he's going for the acolyte.
You're gonna draw Sarson? You're really gonna do this? You know,
He's digging.
he's. You really want to do this, man?
Maybe he is just looking for that golden monkey,
I
and
think
he's
he's
just
looking
gonna
for
YOLO
Justicar.
monkey.
I
Oh
think
yeah,
he's
you're
looking for
probably right.
Justicar. It's really tough for Sarson because every turn that his opponent armors up and gets double is a turn that puts him closer to fatigue and keeps the board state as it is. Oh man, I'm very worried now. I thought Dmoney played it too fast, but now like he got lucky, got the card he was looking for. Sarson still hasn't found his Justicar, and he is way deeper into the fatigue game. And
Whoa.
Dmoney's got execute. It's just not a good
Snaps off
time.
that execute.
Yeah, that's what it's there for. Like
Yeah.
that's why you hold it. So basically, yeah, your dead cards are in this matchup. Brawl, probably the revenge. You want to keep your weapons. Weapons are pretty good. The armor split's pretty good.
Maybe even that second X could be considered dead at this point.
Does he even play the Gorehouse just to hold it? I mean, he's seen the Harrison. Probably doesn't think he has ooze. Probably doesn't run ooze.
Hmm.
And this is getting tough. This is a slow game, but
Sarson is the bottom. We
Sarson is the
apologize.
bottom. Yeah.
We were having a little bit of
Oh,
technical
Sarson is
difficulty.
still the bottom, right? I
Dmoney.
have it here. Oh, sorry. I don't. Oh, that might actually be confusing. Here, let me fix this. I think I've switched it now. Okay, guys.
Sorry if there were some overlay issues. We
Yeah,
apologize for that. Dmoney didn't have spectating turned on, so that kind of
messed us up for a bit, but we might be able to switch it back next
yeah.
time.
Sarson should be on the bottom from your guys' perspective. Sarson's on the bottom from what we're looking at right now.
Yeah, that's super confusing in a controller mirror matchup. Okay. You don't play. I don't think you don't play monkey. You just don't do it. You're gonna monkey your Justicar. Ah, this is.
He monkeys his whole deck. I knew he was going for the YOLO monkey.
Yeah, but like you monkey your
And
Justicar.
that's a massive amount of
That's a lot of.
massive drops.
That's a lot, but that gets rid of your armor. Like you don't
Well,
actually.
that's not happening. But everyone
Everything
else is good.
else. All right.
And maybe once the fatigue game happens, the Draxus actually comes into play.
Maybe. I mean,
I
like
mean, King
YOLO.
Crush, Onyxia,
Yeah, I guess. I guess. All right. Get it in
Chromagus.
there.
Oh
Get it in
shit, he
there.
pulls the Nefarian. Too
Just
bad it wasn't
go.
the Lord Draxus for
It's no
Sarson,
problem.
that is. Goes for the brawl.
Yeah.
Sarson may be rewarded here for going for the YOLO.
I don't know. Well, the Navarian stays.
Nefarian lives.
Gets a
Eats a
shield
shield
slam.
slam. So
Maybe
I
the
would
King
assume that he'll
Crush.
reload with the Onyxia. I would assume the Onyxia here.
Because you've seen both brawls.
That's what I
Oh
would do.
man, what is that? What is this copy? A one
That could
minion.
be relevant.
Summon a 1/1 copy of each of your other minions.
With
Okay.
Chromagus, actually, that has some synergy.
He's
He's
playing.
going for that.
He's playing
I like the
Chromagus.
Onyxia there.
I think
He's
he
going.
wants double legendaries, right? He's like, if he can't clear it this turn, he's gonna get at least one draw. If
That's probably why I would have held it.
yeah,
Allow the Onyxia to eat up
okay,
the single target removal, and then try to develop the Chromagus after you're 90% sure.
that he's removed it. But this is what I'm
Although,
saying. This is what I'm saying about like having the removal there and just like going for it.
whoa, is King Crush an 8/8? Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
it's an
it's an
8/8.
8/8. It's an 8/8.
The Skeleton Knight? That actually might be
I mean, it,
relevant.
it might come back.
I mean, the
This
recurring.
yeah.
They're all fatties. He's not getting like,
I don't know.
what
No, no,
Finley
no. He doesn't have.
Mergleton and
No,
like
this is true, but like, I mean, he definitely got the best monkey, but I really think it's like T-Money's gonna be able to use all of his removal on these things, and then get another hand of legendaries after that, and then you're
and
gonna go
two
into
cards are
fatigue.
only
You
left in
got
deck here
two
for
cards in your
Sarson.
deck. Like this is actually not a great time for you. Like you can King Crush into the. It's an 8/8. He's not gonna be able to take it out. You just go face. But he doesn't. He takes the 10 damage. I think. I don't know. I don't. I mean, Sarson's kind of made this play. Like he's made this line of play, and now he's got to commit to it. But I think you're in a really tough spot. I think you'd be. I personally would be really happy as Dmoney to see this, even if like the worst legendary that could come out for would be like Confessor Palatrus.
Yeah,
Like for
that does nothing
Dmoney,
for this
that
deck.
does nothing. I mean, maybe there's another Finja in
The
there.
last card in there is another Murloc.
Yeah, this is tough. Like you don't Jiraxis. I mean, you
And
might.
I guess the Skeleton Knight won't
Skeleton
even
can.
activate if you have no cards in your deck. So
Yeah, you're
that's kind
really.
of a dud.
Yeah, this is not a good idea. So let it
Even
be
with all the
known.
fatties, including King Crush, it
Let it
was
be
not
known as I
enough.
called it. You don't want
For
to
sure.
be in this
For
position.
sure. I do think he would have had slightly better shot if he had developed the Onyxia instead of
That's
the other
true.
one, and
That's
maybe
true.
gotten double Fin. I mean,
Double
yeah,
Finja.
exactly.
Woo.
Or double whatever that card
All
is.
right.
Cruel, it's a
Wow.
fatty.
So you
Whoa,
can
that brings out the
he brings out
Lord.
Jiraxis, but it doesn't bring it out as a battle cry. So like, do you? I mean, I guess you do you want a
Hell yeah,
315?
of course.
Okay.
You definitely developed this and this right here,
Okay.
and that's the last stand, in my opinion. You go for that. I don't know why he's
I think he's just like, I don't know, do all the
gonna.
things. Double
This is just
Skeleton
less
Knight.
damage though.
Yeah, but like at this point, I don't know. He's chasing fatigue. He monkeyed his Justicar, which I thought was like really really tough. Like you gotta hold it. You can't be eager. You gotta know when to hold him, know when to fold him. And he draws the monkey. Now the question is, has he used up all of his removal? I don't think. I think if Dmoney is smart, he's gonna hold that execute and shield slam and only monkey after he's exhausted all other forms
That makes
of
a lot of
removal.
sense.
And I think he's doing that. Like I don't think you monkey just yet. And he's gonna lose it. That's
Insta
just
loss, I
dead.
guess.
It's just dead cards.
And now this 1/1 Skeleton Knight has a 0% chance of returning to hand.
Nope. Yeah, they both did it.
Actually, imagine this in a real deck. You Herald Volaz on your own
Yeah, you can get
Skeleton
another
Knight. You got a
skeleton knight.
1/1 Skeleton Knight. The 1/1 Knight
But then
dies
you have to
and goes
play a
back as a
six. Yeah,
7/4.
but it's like a 6 mana
Oh,
seven
it's
four.
horrendous, but it's funny. I think he should have went for the Kroll the Unshackled Jiraxis
Or just like
Assault.
played a Nixia earlier.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the double Ravaging Ghoul, so it's not like he doesn't have an
Yeah, that's
answer,
true. That's
but
true.
I mean, he's seeing almost pretty much. I mean, I guess he does have the Shield Slam
This is
Execute
what
in
I'm
hand,
saying.
so
You
I'm
keep
probably
all of your
wrong.
answers, and
Yeah,
then like whatever the legendaries come out. If a deck full of legendaries was good, we would have already that's what we would be playing.
he's going for it now,
Do
or
it now. Do it now.
maybe what he wants is to get
Bait
those
out more
Ravaging Ghouls
removal.
to be used up by maybe the Golden Monkey, and then he'll play the Elixir. It makes a little bit of sense. That might be right.
I think he's in a like losing Justicar is just so brutal.
Yeah, he's definitely in a bad spot.
Plays Jiraxis. Plays Jiraxis. Okay. Sarson Sarson's just going for it. Doesn't care. Realizes he's on a clock. Doesn't care. Gives himself a shorter clock. This is rough. I mean, I guess he's seen all the burst, but it's just. Yeah, D-Money's got a lot of stuff in hand.
Whoa, he went for Jiraxis like that?
Yeah.
What is the point of that? I don't.
The point, I guess, is to accelerate the game. That's the point. Let's
I
just like, let's
guess.
go. You, me, let's go.
He's going Inferno.
Just infernals after infernals. See, like D-Money's playing the slams to
Mm.
to not draw because he doesn't want to
Let's
be
see if
fatigued.
this will bait out. Oh, and I guess holding the Onyxia here. What do you think about Monkey here?
Monkeys, yeah, I guess this is the
With the
time. He's got
Execute Shield
three
Slam?
cards in
Mm-hmm.
hand. Like,
Oh, wow, that's a grip.
oh man, look at this. Look at this beautiful hand of cards. I guess this is
Ooh,
why
the
you play
Rend
all
Black
Golden
Hand,
Vision.
actually. Let's highlight that one for a second there. That's probably the most
The
noteworthy
winner.
one, because he's got a dragon and it destroys a
Oh,
legendary.
oh man,
That's pretty sweet
perfect
there.
counters. Look at,
That's cool.
uh,
Now that's gonna go ahead and snipe that Onyxia down.
yep, and he knows what that one card is. I mean, if he
I'd like
plays
to see
Rend,
him rend that for sure.
does he have lethal? Does he have any way of lethal? He does not have
I would love to see that
Evo.
Ren come down right now. It should be glowing yellow in Dmoney's hand, beckoning to kill that Onyxia. He's a Dragon Slayer.
Has to do it. I mean, he's almost. Oh, wow. It's brutal. Just do it.
He
Do
sees the
it.
lines. He sees
Do
the
it.
lines. That's sweet.
Oh, that red X. Just like.
And the red
Uh,
X
just.
X's Sarson now, and the well played from Dmoney.
Yeah, that was impressive. I mean, it's kind of like a slow burn on
Armor
the
up for the first couple turns,
yes,
then rend Blackhand for the
just at
epic
the end
finisher.
end here. I'm gonna swap the viewing if that's okay. We're gonna go. I guess it doesn't matter, but we're gonna move these guys to so that in case they end up mirror matching again, I'm gonna do.
And as for an update for the losers bracket, it looks like Seji is going to be going up against Holy JJ in the losers round 6. We're going to continue streaming this series. Um, we'll let you know whether or not Seji or Holy JJ makes it to losers round 7 to face the winner of Genesis and the winner of this match.
Let me see if I got this right this time. No, I think I got it wrong again. I want Sarson on top. No, Sarson's on bottom. Okay, 1 second. Uh, so give us quick second. I'm gonna switch over so that's actually the right side now.
Although Dmoney though,
D-Money's still not like we're still not
Dmoney
seeing
doesn't
his
like
hand.
spectating,
Doesn't like spectating. I'm
so we're
sorry,
gonna
that
need
was
to
my
get
fault.
another
That's my fault. Gonna need to get him another. All right. So we can't actually see D-Money's hand. Did you get a spectator? All right, here we go. Perfect. So
and
that's
Dmoney's hand has been revealed.
and so now we
Reno
got
Log versus Control Warrior.
okay more control.
I think the Reno Log's favored in this one.
It really depends on what he plays, right? Like if
It
like
does.
Dirty Rat doesn't actually draw anything too like punishing or damaging. And Mistress of Mixers is good. If it draws out Kazakus, that's actually pretty brutal. But he's got
Yeah.
so many other options, so I don't think Sarson will play out the Dirty Rat just yet.
Twilight Drake on 4,
With the 10,
obviously really nice.
really
Like
good.
you said, Mistress and Mixtures is good. Chunks down that armor, whereas he's not going to get the value off of the heal, but D-Money will, so that's good.
So yeah, this is tough. Like Armorsmith, he's definitely reaching for it, but you want to get rid of that Drake because there's just like, I mean, you would ideally have an execute, but he doesn't have it right now. He might get it later.
Yeah, it just goes for the Armor Smith play.
It's funny they're not running actual Armorsmith anymore. They
Yeah,
upgraded to from Lady Armorsmith to this Armorsmith,
I
which
think
I
that
agree
might
is
be a
better.
lady too, actually.
Is it a lady? I
I
can't
think
tell.
Orcish ladies are a little sketchy.
You can never tell with the Orcish ladies. All right, so if you're D-Money, you've got this handful of stuff. What do you do? I mean, you want to keep combo, obviously. You don't need a Shadow Flame just yet. You've got some Brand Kazakus plays coming up in the later game. Maybe just throw down the Bruiser. Yeah, just get something out of your hand because I think we were worried in the control matchups that you might overdraw, which if you're smart, you won't. But it's always a
Yeah,
tricky play. Like sometimes you tap on 2, then tap on 3, and then you realize you got to burn the coin or whatever. And 2 armor is not the worst. Like it's not the worst. Oh, and he passes. Wow.
I think I'm fine with that. It prevents him from executing the 410, so what he could do the following turn is hit both of the
Mm,
4 attack minions into this 2/7 and avoid
that's
specifically the execute on the 410.
yeah, that's actually really good then. Yeah, it's not an all
He should
gold.
really craft that brand gold. I know he's rotating out soon, but come on.
Yeah, he doesn't have an all gold. He hasn't had his faceless gold. What is he doing? Power overwhelming that gold?
What?
Come
Get the
on.
power
You at least
overwhelming.
get
It's a
the power
common, dude.
gold. Yeah, it doesn't. I think
Twilight,
what you really want out of the all
this.
gold warrior deck is that all gold monkey play, right? But
Very
you
true.
just need an Elise to be all gold, right? I think you can still turn all of your like normal cards gold if you just have a
I
golden
think that's
Elise.
true.
Just
But
need
his
crap.
golden control warrior did look really blinged out, though. It was kind of blinding me. I couldn't even tell what was in his
I
hand.
couldn't either.
Because it's all legendaries
Yeah, it's
and
just like
like
legendaries after legendaries. Oh, and Faceless and Savant is pretty good. Power Overwhelming is a Steel Savant. This is what I'm talking about right here.
it's a
This
heads
is
up play. I
that
don't
is the way to do
actually have
it.
Sylvanas in my arena a lot currently, but that's a really nice play. That's why I don't play those advanced cards. I
Cause
don't
you just want
do
to go
that. Yeah,
face. Like
I just do some straightforward Reno lock.
just go face. Just to play your face decks. Yeah, that's pretty great from Dmoney
A
stealing a
brawl though
Sylvanas.
would kind of obliterate this board that he's been creating. Doesn't
Yeah.
have it, but it this does play quite heavily into brawl to be fair,
Yeah,
in
but
my
like you still
opinion.
steal the Sylvanas and they
Yeah,
don't get
it's
the
good.
value off of the Sylvanas and I think you're still like and I think this time Dmoney has to be very careful that he doesn't draw too far into the warrior like if they're going to fatigue. I guess as a Reno lock, I think you want to actually pressure the warrior
I
before
definitely
fatigue.
agree.
Like you play it like almost like as like an aggro do.
And
Oh,
and
and
that's
gets
what
the
he's doing,
brawl.
because he's got stuff like the Kazakus where he can summon 3 minions that died this game. So
Mhm.
you can continuously reload.
Mhm.
If he pulls that, obviously,
I
not a
think
guarantee.
I think D Money's gonna or not D Money. Sarson's gonna do a dirty rat brawl maybe
You're probably right,
afterward,
actually.
like in the next turn.
Yeah, I think you're right, and that probably is a good play.
So D Money has to be very careful about what he does. I mean, I would brand Kazakus here anyways, just to like get it out of hand. But I think he might overdraw. I think he's at like a pretty.
Let's see. He's got
You'd have to burn the
one,
coin. I
two.
think.
Woody?
I
It's really hard to count it upside down in this way.
You lose 2 cards and you gain 2 cards, and then you're at like 9. So you just be under. You could actually
Yeah,
avoid
yeah, I
burning
think
the coin.
Brankazakis would have been. He just did nothing there, no
Nope,
Brankazakis.
pass. Yeah, I think that he's
Lucked
playing.
out.
Yeah, that was really
Dodged a
good.
bullet. The Jiraxis,
Oh
as
man.
well as the Bran. The Sun Fury, I guess. I guess
And
it
the
was a
Kazakus, he
50-50.
actually got the best. Oh, look, no, he would have gotten the Sun Fury out, and that would have been fine. But
That would have been the ultimate worst, because this at least is good against the Warax and the Gorehowl. So it's not the absolute worst pull. The absolute worst pull would have been the Sun Fury, but second worst.
he doesn't know that. He doesn't know that. But D Money just looked out real hard to not get Kazakus or Jiraxis pulled,
For
because you
sure.
want those battle cries. Those battle cries are so important.
Oh yeah, if he pulled the Kazakis there, that would have been backbreaking for D
Does
Money.
Does he shield slam? I don't think he does. I
It's a
think he
clean
waits for
shield
the. I
slam,
think he
so it's
waits
worth
for the war
considering
axe.
it.
Waits for the war axe. I want to get all the value. Now you've seen the. I don't think that D Money. You're betting he doesn't run Harrison, and maybe he'll burn his Harrison on your war axe, which D Money probably won't, but someone else might. So basically, D Money's game is to wait to Jiraxis until after he can safely remove the Gromash, because that's like the big amount of burst that the warrior has. And Brand Kazaka's this turn is also really good.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Bren Kazak. Yeah, yeah.
You gotta do it. You gotta do it at some point. It was actually, I think, better not to do it this turn, knowing that he could pull out a brawl. But again,
Dodged a
risking
bullet.
dodging, yeah, like that's a risk. How could he have known though? Oh man, look at those beautiful potions.
That looks really nice gold.
I have never seen the gold
I should
Kazakus.
craft a gold Kazakis.
Just
That looks awesome.
it's really beautiful. I think you want to pick the random demons, maybe. I don't think
Um,
you draw. Like again, this is
yeah,
like,
yeah, I like it.
but he's picking to draw. He's picking to
Did he?
draw. Yeah, I think he picked to draw.
I don't like that.
Yeah, I mean, random demons in hand is tough because then you might get overloaded, but I think he's doing
But
that
you
the
will with the
second
draw
time.
too.
You will with the draw too, right? Exactly. So you have to. Those are like
Even
late,
giving
late
all your
game.
minions 6 actually wasn't that bad there. I don't really like either of those other ones.
Yeah, because like I mean, you've seen one
Okay, so
brawl.
let's see what he got on this other one. He got the summon the 3
Yeah,
friendly
summon
minions,
three
but
is
the
really good.
add 3 friendly demons to your hand is kind of crap. Basically, the draw ones and the give 3 demons to your hand, I consider them pretty bad.
Yeah, well, in this case, for real, like, you want the summon minions, and you want like summon the 8/8
And just like 8 damage,
8
or
damage.
maybe
Yeah,
polymorph the board or something.
yeah,
Not
polymorph the
here,
board.
but
All right, that's
that
pretty.
being said, it could be extremely good.
It could be. So Sarson plays gets almost a perfect clear, but not exactly.
Picks up his Spellbreaker tech. That's something that a lot more Reno locks have been running recently. I think it works really nicely in Reno lock.
That makes a lot of sense. I actually might put Spellbreaker back in. I haven't been running it, but I run the 5/5 silence in my when I was doing Reno Priest. which people were like, you don't need that. I was like, yeah, you can do sometimes
Card's
like
pretty
on a
good.
Sylvanas, like just five, like turn five, respond.
Yeah, it's a very solid card. He went for two
'Kazakus
10 mana
potions.
potions.
Oh, lost the Shadow Flame, but don't necessarily need it at this point.
Yeah, I think soul firing there actually kind of smart considering he's got the add 3 demons to your
Could
hand
have
and draw
lost
3
your
cards.
Raxes,
So
yeah, that's true.
I wouldn't have done it, but it worked out for him
I think that was one of the better cards to discard. You want to discard like Coin
for sure.
or Sun Fury, also fine. And I think D-Money putting on just a consistent amount of pressure, not over committing into Brawl, but just having enough to keep the Warriors sort of like from just like easily armoring up and safely doing that every turn. It's pretty good.
Absolutely, like he's doing a good job of keeping him at a life level, I guess that he could maybe like combo and kill him with the Leroy and stuff.
All right, one of these is going down. One of these 10 cost potions, 8/8 demon, pretty good. It's got a lot of cards in hand, but not enough to discard. Real card management really important,
He
and
did a nice job of that.
D-Money is doing really well. Has full health actually, and getting just a card is really good for Sarson. Might not be. I don't know if the Control Warrior has enough right now to like turn this around.
The Justicar seems like a solid enough pickup.
Yeah, Justicar, armor up, reload, Justicar. Hopefully get some shield slam work in there. Maybe able to take a favorable trade. He has Mortal Coil.
We see the Shadow Bolt in hand as well from the D money, which is probably a clean enough way to deal with the
Yeah, he's
Justicar.
gonna. I think he's gonna. Yep, Shadow Bolt it. That's a 9/9. That's baiting. That's asking for a brawl. But
Hmm
after the brawl, what do you do? Like if you don't get it, if you don't get the brawl, like he's gotta be thinking like, what happens if I don't make brawl? Do
Yeah,
you do you ravaging just to like ensure like is the question of brawl is always like do you put a minion down to brawl to at least try to guarantee Sarson might be just thinking of just taking the 9 damage and trying to get rid of it via his removal, which isn't actually a bad call. I mean, it is his last brawl, and he's sort of down to like spending all of his removal on the
yeah, he
risk
has to
that
see
the
the
9
Thaurissan from
9
D money,
lives.
so
On the risk that the 9/9 lives. So yeah, I think he's just gonna be like, no, get rid of it now. Don't even risk brawl. I respect that.
it's a consistent line for sure.
Brings
He's
him pretty
there's
low.
5,
There's 5. There's he could get
9.
Leroy, and he's got Leroy,
Is that lethal?
Hellfire, Leroy.
9 plus 5. That's lethal.
Yep,
Yeah,
that's it.
I thought it was. Yeah, a little bit risky by Sarson there, living on the edge. The Reno lock, really riding the Kasakas potions to victory there, I guess.
I
Eight,
mean, I think
eight,
D Money's
10
been
mana,
playing it
8/8, draw
really
3
well. He
cards
knows
is.
actually these. I think he knows the control matchups better. Like making those choices, like choosing when not to draw, choosing when to sort of. He lucked out on specifically. He lucked out on the Dirty Rat play, and that was the one thing that really kind of sealed it.
Yeah. Also got a Twilight Drake out on 4 there, if I'm not mistaken. I think that helped him out a lot, but I don't know if that would be considered lucking out or just having a decent
Having
enough
no,
hand.
having the Reno lock hand.
Yeah.
All right, here it goes.
So is that
This is a
2-0 D money now?
TO. Yep, I think so. And this is his last deck that he has to win with. The priest.
Shaman rather.
Oh, sorry, shaman. Right? Yeah.
And so Sarson opting to switch up to his priest,
Yeah,
where he
deciding that
was
his
running.
warrior was not gonna cut it.
Yeah,
Is this a? I think that surprisingly enough, I think D Money is doing the one aggro deck. This looks like an aggro deck.
yeah. He's going with the.
All control minus one aggro.
Was he running Control Warrior? Yeah. So he had the Control Warrior, and
Reno
then he's
lock,
the Reno Lock
and then
and
druid.
Druid. Yeah, it's a good lineup from
It's
D-Money. I like it. He's one of the only people here I think running this type of lineup. It's actually a pretty balanced lineup, I think.
yeah, it is balanced. He's got a mid range. Like I assume that the druid is the Jade one, sort of like a mid rangey or just like a like it has the ultimate end game, like late game, but
Yeah,
It
Druid matches up
functions.
well against Druid matches up quite nicely against some of the Reno decks, so
Yeah,
it's nice to have that to counter the Reno decks. Then you've got your Control Warrior to counter the aggro decks, and your Shaman, just because it's probably the best deck in the format, is going to probably draw bans.
and decides to run it in. That's actually
Ooh,
pretty
the
interesting.
top deck for Sarson there is
He
quite
doesn't have a dragon
nice.
in his hand, but he's also what it might be. He had double Northshire, so it's not a Reno deck. It's just like a Dragon Priest
Yeah,
deck. Okay,
he top decks the Potion of Madness there.
you can
I
run
guess just
patches in.
debating.
I mean,
Well, the Buccaneer, I think, right, would probably be
the Buccaneer
into the
into the three.
probably. I mean, it's just a free removal spell.
It
But then
is.
again, he could just Cabal Talon Priest as one too. Yeah, he's just
Yeah,
going for that.
I think that's better.
It probably is. It's maximizes the mana much better. Whoops.
And yeah, he's probably gonna lose some healing draws off now that by leaving the totem up. But I don't think he would have gotten it in either way. So good pickup for Dmoney. I think you play out the totem golem as well,
It seems better, but he must just be debating whether or not to take that spell damage potential roll.
or take. I think he's taking the thing about the overload for next turn.
Ah, precisely.
Yeah,
And
because
I
he
think
wants
he
that
makes the
for.
right call
Yeah,
based on
right
that.
call. I think they have over, and that's actually a really
Super
good
good
one.
roll.
That really helps. That helps a lot, especially because Priest can't really ping.
That's massive because clearly takes his totem golem out of range of value trade for the
Yeah,
3/4.
that's actually really good for him.
Sarson showing a few signs of
Frustration
yeah.
there. It's just like I do everything I can. Still not enough. He's not in the worst position. I mean, he could be facing a lot more pressure.
Yeah, I mean, Dmoney made the heads up call. Like you said, he was aware of his overload and decided to leave himself
The option for a four, because he was gonna have to remove
and
the
got
4/3
rewarded.
anyways. It got
And that
rewarded.
healing totem is
Oh,
just
it's gonna
getting
do so
value.
much value.
And it feels good when you're playing Shaman and
You're
you're
just
getting
like,
those heals.
yeah. Oh man. You can't
Usually the worst
even
totem, but
potion of
sometimes the
madness.
best.
Sometimes the best.
Actually, wow, just noticed. Don't think he's going to want to be playing this with that board state either. So that's another added reason why that healing totem is beyond busted because the oh, I guess actually no, that
No,
would
because
work
it
well
draws.
for
It
him. Excuse
draws.
me.
Yeah,
That draws him a card. So
it draws
actually,
him
I
a
guess he
card.
would want to play that.
He does, and I think he is going to. Uh, even with he
Was that a mistake? Actually, I think he could have done an advanced play right there that I like doing a lot.
which
What I
is
would have done there was actually heal his totem golem first, draw a
before.
card, then power word, then
Yeah,
shadow word it rather than healing his own face.
yeah,
The 2 damage to the face is not worth a card.
yeah.
A lot of people don't do that. I'm a bad priest player, but that is one thing that I like to do.
That is that's like next level.
I think you value a card for sure in
I
this
think you
particular
definitely do.
case.
When you're down 3 to this kind of board, you definitely need it.
And a dragon fire potion turns the game around if he has it.
He doesn't have any dragons. Yeah, that's
Ooh,
tough.
that's rough.
That's rough. 2 mana, 2/3.
Ah, has to go for it.
Hoping to get something
The
next
taunt
turn.
totem too is not giving anybody any
Doesn't get
favors.
anything. Oh,
Uh-oh.
just all in the wrong order here.
Yeah, quite frankly, if he had healed his own face there, healed the totem golem to draw an additional card, then
He,
he would have had these, could
I
have
mean, we
used them
wouldn't have known
together,
that, but it's obviously much better to do that. Yeah, like having the heal and getting the heal off to
could have
just draw
gotten
a card.
Deathwing off of Nether Star. He
Definitely,
still could.
still can,
He
but
just has to top deck a dragon.
this is really tough.
Yeah, it really
Well, if
is.
D-Money D-Money's not gonna ignore it. I don't think he's gonna ignore it. But if D-Money ignores the drink, he might be able to do some trading with the Potion of Madness.
For sure, but I agree that's unlikely.
I don't think he's gonna. I think he's gonna trade it in. Cause he's got the heal. Like you've got a heal, so you can like hit with the. Yep, hit it. Get a
Ooh, that's a
4/2.
nice line. I didn't actually. I was thinking maybe trade it with a 4/2. I didn't spot that. That's a nice draw for Sarson, I
Priest of the
guess.
Face. I mean,
Actually, never mind.
it's just it. I mean, he's just so low on cards. Sarson's
He can't
really
even take anything other than the Flame Tongue, so that doesn't really do anything with the
Flame Tongue
potion.
doesn't do anything. I've been in this position too with my Potion of Madness, being like, I can't take the Flame Tongue. Like, there's no point. It doesn't attack, and everything
I
next to the
mean,
Flame Tongue is out of my range immediately.
the one opportunity it looked like he had to get some good value with that potion was on that one turn that I
Yeah.
was thinking.
I
Potion's
mean,
been a little underwhelming. People were ranting and raving like that card was going to be the end all be all super
yeah.
powerful card for Priest, but I've been kind of underwhelmed with
I
it.
actually have too. It's in my deck, and I've used I keep swapping it out. Like he's
And there's
spending
the second.
double.
Speak of the devil. Speak of
Oh
the devil. And
no,
Sarson
Sarson
goes
just
down. Well
gives
played
up.
series by both for sure. Dmoney clinching the win there
Yeah, that
with
was
his lineup.
that warrior game though. Like that really gets you. Like like you lose that one, and then everything just snowballs out. You just don't want to play it out anymore.
Really
And
grindy games for sure with those guys' lineups. I believe, yes, that was indeed a 3-0 for Dmoney.
moving on up. And yeah, that was the control warrior mirror matchup.
Mm.
It's I think we are gonna take a break, yeah, because we've just been casting for a long time. But I was actually really excited to see at least one of those kind of like, oh, what are you gonna do? You have so many options, but maybe the best option is to do nothing games, and we got
That was
one
a
of those.
surprisingly awesome matchup, actually. I like that match there. That was fun.
It's always you can sleep through the first half and still get the exciting
That was
part
a great
later.
thing about it too. It started off slow with the
It always
started off
starts
with
off
the
slow.
control,
You
but
gotta be
the
slower.
first game was the control warrior mirror, and the first couple
Yeah.
turns were armor up, and then the whole series
Yeah, I mean,
started
I
to
did
pick up
say that
pace.
Dmoney did play the first card, and he did. I did
I
say that
noticed
when he
that.
was like, I was like, whoever plays first card technically loses. But I think that just the
It seemed like he was going to lose at one
he got
point.
the yeah, well, the minute he got the Justicar down, that was like I think that whoever gets Justicar first is kind of like in the favorite to win, and then Sarson just started losing value on a lot of his cards, even though he lost he monkeying Justicar was real tough, and then
Hmm.
uh D Money holding on to everything until he could get like a really good monkey was, I
I'll
think,
admit, I thought he may have had a chance to win when
like
he got
losing
all
the
those
Zera was
bombs.
bad, but like knowing, I think getting like being there and sort of just like making sure that he had it was pretty good.
For sure. He could have lost that one if the Asura got pulled by the Dirty Rat and then stolen.
Yeah,
And I thought he still had a chance when he got King Crush and a whole suite of fatties, but not enough cards. And
not enough, just not
yeah,
enough.
Diamond used his removal for sure. But I guess we're going to take a short
Yeah,
break
we're
and
gonna
we'll be
take a
back in a
short
few
break.
minutes with one of the losers bracket round 6 or round 7.
All
We'll
right,
be back soon.
thank you.